Greater Good Radio. Connect, learn, heal, and grow. Well, I find that executive level people typically have very intense, unresolved trauma that is not necessarily being discussed, nor do they want to discuss it. So until they have to discuss, until they have to figure it out, nobody wants to really open up that until they have to.
I just wish it wasn't after complaints, or after people leave and you realize that, hey, this place isn't running smooth.
That's
What's
just how it
going
goes,
on?
I think, a lot of times, which is the hard work is hard for a reason and scary then at that too. I mean, I do a lot of this kind of work. I hold a space in that a lot. And so I'm talking from experience on it. It's a tough one because as the leader of the organization, you have to show some strength so you can lead it. And then there's always a thought of, are they going to feel that I'm kind of weaker, which could be or could not be. And I don't want to be taken advantage depending on what the wounding was coming up, right? There's a difference in terms of like something's wrong with me versus I don't want to be abandoned. They're all painful, but there's differences in how somebody's going to protect kind of against that. And I think what I found for executive level people that I deal with, there has to be really safe environment that can be continued. Otherwise, it's just not possible. I've seen where they know something, but it's like their system won't even let them get near it.
Exactly.
It just won't do it.
That makes sense.
I don't know if you saw it when I did the interview with Sarah and I was talking about the Connected Leader workshop. Because initially my whole piece was like, okay, we're going to do these workshops. I was thinking exactly what you're thinking, which is we're going to go start digging into our traumas and we're going to work with unresolved traumas because that's really what makes sense, right? You take the core issue and you go to the root cause issue and then you resolve it and then everything else kind of clears up. But then I was finding that, wow, everybody's scared of this subject and, people are kind of like, oh, somebody else kind of thing because those would typically need to be private moments. But now as I'm figuring out like this Connected Leader workshop, which is about having that connection with yourself, right? Being strong and stable and healthy. And then the connection between me and others, you and somebody else in dyads, like two people, and then between the group, right? Us.
We're completely on the same page.
What would be the offering that doesn't take a group too deep? Because here's the thing. This is the thing I've noticed really clearly. Someone like you and me, what we consider deep is existentially deep for somebody else. And maybe even vice versa for certain amounts of people. But what I consider shallow, people are like, holy cow, that's so deep. And it's like, oh, we lose track. You know what I mean? If you resonate with Greater Good Radio, please join our community at www.greatergoodradio.com, where you can get access to exclusive content and offerings. Hope to see you soon.